3, 2, one more thing. The Dallas Mavericks did another trade with the Lakers. And they got 2 players in the second round. We'll tell you everything you need to know about them right now. Welcome. You're still locked on to the Dallas Mavericks, your team every day. My name is Nick Angstadt, joined by the One More Thing King, Isaac himself. It's the One More Thing King. We're going to talk about the 2 players the Mavs got in the second round, Tobi Lawal, and they got Vsevolod Ishchenko. I'm going to get it. So we'll talk about both those guys. And one of the things that we learned about the Mavericks in this draft that we talked about on the show earlier today, the Mavs want positional size. It doesn't matter if they're taking a swing on these 2 guys. We think these 2 guys are not necessarily going to be on the Mavericks this season. They'll probably play in, with the Texas Legends. They'll be in the Mavs development system. One of the things the Mavericks have talked a lot about at all levels, Dusty May, Masai, Mike Schmitz have talked about development. You have to develop players, and you have to take swings on players and try things. And you have to try and see, all right, can we bring in a Morris Johnson? And Dusty May's his shot is going to be good at the NBA level. We can develop that, and he can become an incredible player. We bring in a Tobi Lawal, where his offensive game is maybe not the best, but he's an insane athlete. Probably one of the best athletes I've ever been in the same room with, right? And can we develop his offensive game? And Masai made a big point about development before the draft when he spoke to us. And so with both these 2 picks, I think we saw the positional size and the swings on guys. Even if we're going to try take a chance on somebody and put them in our system and try to develop certain things out of them, you have to have just the prerequisite, the things you can't teach. Lawal, 6'8.5" and a 6'10" wingspan. He's 215 pounds, and he can jump out of the gym. A 45.5-inch vertical, which was insane. And a standing vert was insane, too. There's a video that somebody took of him jumping at the combine and me behind him and the stands just looking at him. And all of a sudden, my mouth just opens wide like, oh, my gosh.
You look over at me. You're like,
and I turn over at you, and I'm like, did you just see this guy jump? And then you're like, oh, my gosh. And then we watch him do this, the max vert, and he so they do this thing with the max vert where they have the little stick and then it has the little plastic tine sticking out of it, and you got to smack them.
Try
right?
explaining this audio.
You smack them, and then you see how high you jumped. He smacked over all the tines. They had to pull out the higher tines for him. He smacked all of them because of just how crazy of an athlete it is. His highlight mix is insane. You think it's you think this guy must block everything. He must dunk everything. Well, he had a lot of dunks. He had 42 dunks in 23 games for Virginia Tech this year. But yeah, he's an interesting swing, but definitely a swing for sure.
Yeah, I mean, for Lawal, he's going to be in Frisco a lot. If he's playing a lot of minutes in Dallas, something went wrong. All right. At least right off the bat. Something that I enjoyed about this draft is you bring in a guy like Mike Schmitz, you have Masai. They talk about development. They talk about future decisions, and they go into a draft and they walk out of it with 4 draft picks. I'm like, let's go. Yeah. This is they could have traded out. And I mean, they traded up from 30 to go get De La Rey. They, stood there in the second round and, took their pick there. They could, every pick there in the second round felt like it moved around. They could have, traded out of that pick. They end up buying another pick.
All but one pick was traded. The Raptors pick of Jaden Bradley was the only one not traded.
That's wild.
I know.
Yeah. So, they buy another pick to get, Ishchenko. So I just, that part I like of hey, you're going to preach about development and bringing in these young guys and making future decisions. And now you're bringing in 4 new guys into the organization. So taking the swing on Lawal, he's such a raw prospect to where you're just banking on how hard he plays, which Schmitz talked about in the post-draft presser that we just came from. Mm-hmm. He praised just his work ethic, his hustle on the floor. And when you combine, the effort and how hard he plays with the athleticism and rebounding, and there's something there, whether he develops into something bigger or a rotational type of or bench player in the NBA, that's probably a different question that only time will tell. But at least there's a foundation there that hey, there's something we can work with.
Yeah, Schmitz said he's one of the most explosive athletes, if not the most explosive athlete in the draft in college basketball. Just his energy, his motor, his toughness. He defends multiple positions, plays as hard as any young prospect you'll see. Like that's what they see in him. They see the insane
And he's
block.
6'8".
Yeah, positional size, right? Like
Yeah.
that's exactly what they wanted. He's 23. He was a senior. He was at VCU for a little bit, and then he went over to Virginia Tech. He does not shoot the three well at all. Shot 25%.
He doesn't shoot the three well. I will say, you look at like his early college career, and he barely shot threes at all.
Yeah.
I want to say like single digits. But then you go up a notch to the last like year or two, is like junior, senior year, and just look at, that's obviously the area of his game that he's trying to get better at. And he took a lot more 3-pointers, and that's the game. I mean, that's the swing skill for him that will get him in the door into the NBA.
Yeah, shout out to the No Ceilings draft guide. I'm taking everything. I'm taking everything from them. They're incredible. Locked on NBA draft with no ceilings. But they said that he took 7 threes total during his time at VCU. 2 seasons, 7 threes. That sounds like Dwight Powell numbers. All these changes. But he shot 32% on just 2 a game over his 2 years with Virginia Tech. So it's like, all right, he went from none to like, some, and shooting like a not awful percentage. 32%. Not good.
Yeah, no. And once again, second round picks, I would expect him to be a two-way guy. Most second round picks, especially once you get out of the 30s in a way, probably like 36, 38, 40 on, are going to turn into to two-way contracts. A lot of undrafted guys, that's where you see a lot of guys that try to push themselves not to be drafted so they can just pick their two-way spot, because second rounders become two-ways anyway. So I expect him to be a two-way. I expect him to be in Frisco a ton, and then you're just taking swings at that point. So they took a swing on Lawal, and he fits a lot of what they're trying to do.
He's also from London, England. That's where he was born. Accent.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
He thanked God for being there. So
yes, he did.
Do you have any analysis on that, being a pastor?
I don't.
Do you think God gets players drafted?
Don't get me started on this.
He was all ACC academic team in 2025.
That's cool.
Yeah. Hard worker.
Awesome.
Smart guy.
Is this from the No Ceilings draft guide?
Yeah, all of it. It's great stuff. They're athletes. They're mega athletes. And then there's Tobi Lawal. He chips in on the glass, blocks shots into the rafters, and can throw down over anyone. That's what they say about him.
So did they add an analysis of him thanking God?
They did not. I don't know if he thanked God before the draft. This was obviously done before the draft. The 3 players they compare him to are kind of interesting. One, Aaron Gordon, which would be incredibly lofty. But if you think about early Aaron Gordon, just like super athlete.
You lost me there.
Hamadou Diallo. I thought that would.
Okay. That one, I definitely see that.
And Precious Achiuwa, who was like more of a center than like definitely bigger, bulkier.
Yeah, I was gonna say Precious more of a bigger,
for sure,
hold his own down there. But yeah, Diallo, you hope he has a bigger.
But
career.
Again, it's a swing. It's a swing, and they want a positional size. They got it. This guy will, if he is a two-way player for the Mavericks and plays sometime, he will throw down some dunks and will probably be in a dunk contest at some point.
Yeah, I mean, probably in the G League. I think he'll be a lot of fun to watch in Frisco, and I think he'll be a fun summer league player as long as they bring a point guard to summer league to actually like set up some of these guys, throw some lobs to the wall and stuff. Yeah, Nimhard. But yeah, he'll be fun with that preseason.
Coming up, the Mavs took another swing. Vsevolod Ishchenko from Russia. Another interesting one that people have a lot of things to say about. We'll tell you what they said. Come on. Today's episode of Locked On Mavs brought to you by Indeed. Indeed sponsored jobs has you covered when workplace chaos is showing up in your place of business. Indeed sponsored jobs can help you reach candidates who actually fit what you're looking for based on skills, experience, and location. The Mavs are like, hey, if your location is not like 6.5 feet off the ground or higher, we're not interested. And so that's what they went for. And they narrowed it all down. They probably like looked at their draft sheet and were like, all right, here's all the players in the draft. And they filtered it by height. And they were like, all right, anybody under 6'6", we're not interested in you. And which is a lot like the dating apps right now, right? Finding the right person can make all the difference, whether it's building a business or winning building a winning team, you can use Indeed sponsored jobs to help you. The same way the Dallas Mavericks narrow down candidates for the draft, you can narrow down for your business. And listeners of this show, get this. You get a $75 sponsored job credit. Almost discounted it. $75 sponsored job credit to help get your job the premium status it deserves at Indeed.com/podcast. Just go to Indeed.com/podcast. Right now, support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire. This is a job for Indeed sponsored jobs.
This podcast is also brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. Well, I was going to ask Nick what he likes to drink in the summer, but never mind.
I like some Kool-Aid. Give me a blue flavor or a red flavor. And the flavors are blue and red. The flavors are not the flavors. They are the colors.
Sounds like we're celebrating 250. There are certain flavors that instantly feel like summer. And for a lot of people, those classic red, white, and blue freezer pops are right at the top of the list. Sweet cherry, lime, blue raspberry. It's one of those nostalgic summer flavors everybody recognizes. Now, 5 Hour Energy is bringing that flavor combination into the new Firework Freeze 5 Hour Energy Shot, blending sweet cherry, zesty lime, and electric blue raspberry into one refreshing shot by those iconic summer freezer pops. And here's the thing that helps out with the crazy summer schedules is when you have some 5 Hour Energy. Road trips, tournaments, concerts, long weekends, man, you're traveling vacation. This is where it comes in. You need some 5 Hour Energy. Ignite your taste buds with a flavor of the summer. Get a Firework Freeze 5 Hour Energy Shot today. For more information, visit 5hourenergy.com.
Real quick, in that same voice, can you just say, let's get ready to rumble?
Let's get ready to rumble.
For Kalshi, because with Kalshi, you can trade on almost anything. It's the World Cup's most electric time in soccer. You can go check it out. You can go check it out and see what you can do on Kalshi. But it's not just for the World Cup. You can also do it for basketball. There's a couple of next team props right now that you can check out. LeBron James, next team. I know Isaac, he's just dying that he's not part of this conversation right now. Next team, he stays with Los Angeles or retires, trading at 63% right now. So if I decided I just want $10 on that, all right, I'm gonna throw it. You pay out $15.47 on that one. $15.47 is the max payout on that one. But if you're all right, he's going to Cleveland, 19% on that one. Let's say I'm all right, I'm real confident in it. Put $100 on it. My payout is almost $500 on that. So there's all kinds of different things like that. Zion's next team, Draymond's next team, Julius Randle's next team is kind of hilarious. 96% trading with Brooklyn. That makes sense. All kinds of things on Kalshi you can do because you're trading against peers in a live market. It's not a house. You can buy in and out of your position for a limited time. Download the Kalshi app and use the code LOCKEDON. You get $10 when you trade 10. KALSHI Kalshi. Trade on anything. 18 plus only. Restrictions to eligibility requirements apply. Contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory. Thanks for hanging out with us on Locked On Mavs, being part of the show, part of the Raccoon Squad. That's what we call our listeners, listening every day. Appreciate you for checking out the show. We're talking about the Mavs' second round picks that they made. We talked about Tobi Lawal. Let's talk about Vsevolod Ishchenko from Russia. Man, just a interesting prospect and a real swing that the Mavs made in this one because there's not a lot of tape on him. One of the big things that they said, that the No Ceiling guy said in their draft guide, is there's not a lot of tape on him. And so that's a thing that you're going to have to figure out if you're a team drafting him.
Yeah. So I love the draft and I don't know much about him. So, we couldn't even ask Mike Schmitz about him because that trade wasn't official.
They did that on purpose. They did it on purpose. Schmitz, if you're listening, you guys did that on purpose. We're not going to finalize this so they can't ask us to try and make us pronounce this guy's name.
No, I mean, because they bought that pick to move in to draft him. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about him. He's from Russia and he plays in Russia, in the Russian professional league over there. And, he's 21 and shocker positional size. He's 6'8",
7 foot wingspan.
Yeah, I was going to say around a 7 foot wingspan. A dribble pass shoot guy, can shoot the lights out, has really good shooting percentages over there. I think you're taking swings, right? I mean, this is it. I expect him to be a stash guy. Just my expectation. Yeah. I don't even think we'll probably see him training camp or something like that, or Frisco. I think he probably stays in Russia. Could be wrong. I don't know.
Is there a big difference between Russia and Frisco, Texas?
I'd say there's probably a little bit. You think
if he came here, he's probably traveled. But you imagine if he came here and it was just like 100 every day and be like, what is this? Like, I'm like,
this
hell.
Sucks. Like, or you might like it.
The No Ceilings draft guy does have a profile on him. And one of the things that they do say is like, because of the sanctions imposed on both Russia national teams and clubs by FIBA, you just can't get a lot of stuff and a lot of tape on him. And so there are some highlight reels going around Twitter right now, and I'm seeing him throw down like windmill dunks and like drive in the lane and dunk on people. But you're like, all right, I don't know what to take from this. But yeah, like you said, really good shooter, defensive impact. He's got a 7-foot wingspan. He was used as a point of attack defender. They say as a combination of tools and defensive motor. He's a solid help defender who makes an impact by getting in passing lanes in the perimeter, blocking shots, weak side rim protector, things like that. You've seen him do that. He's got shooting potential, ball handling flashes. They say he's a late bloomer who combines the size and defensive impact of a wing with flashes of shooting and guard-like ball handling. But teams might be wary of the limited, like sample size basically with him. And that's sort of the story on him.
Yeah, that's the story on him. I'm not gonna sit here and like try to hype up or anything just because I got to do more work on him. Like,
you were sad when they made the pick and you're like, I got nothing on him. They're like, there's the first literally the first name. We watched the whole draft together. The first name where they were like, this guy got drafted, and you're like, I got nothing.
Nothing.
That's a testament to all the players that Isaac knew and how out of left field this one is.
No, and that's not that's more of a testament on myself. Sad at myself that I didn't know who he was.
Well, come on.
Not sad about him, because obviously Schmitz and them has been following for a while. I'll add a small thing about this is sometimes when you see some of these picks in the second round, something that I just I casually do is I'll pull up, hey, who's his agent? And because sometimes there's some agent favors and connections there. And he has a very prominent, international agent, and it's Giannis's agent. It's the Alex Saratus.
Oh yeah,
however you want to say it.
Right.
He's actually been in like a few rumors about being in a front office role in the past, but he represents basically the whole Giannis family. He represents Bam, ironic enough, and then and some different.
Did one of his clients get traded to pair with another one of his clients now? Wow, interesting. The NBA.
Yeah, so he has a lot of international clients and players and stuff. Those are the biggest ones, but there's some overlap there and some connections. He's well known throughout the league and stuff. So I would assume that Schmitz and Masai have a decent relationship with him. And those relationships sometimes help lead to some of these picks like this. So
yeah, the other thing about this one,
speculation.
You mentioned they bought this pick. They literally sent cash to the Lakers for this pick, and which Shams.
Can we talk about Shams' tweet for a second?
Just did it on purpose, man. He said the Mavericks and Lakers have agreed to a trade. -- like an AI chat.
You punk.
I know, like rage baiting news reporting.
but
with the cash though, they send the cash for the pick, and so they didn't really give up anything. Each team each year has a certain amount of cash they can send out in trades and things like that that you're allowed to. Sending out cash though caps you at the second apron, so the Mavs can't go over the second apron right now. Keith Smith tweeted that out earlier.
I don't think they're trying to go over the second.
I don't think they are
right
either,
now.
but it does cap them. So
yeah, that's fine.
There you go. That's our thoughts on the Mavs second round guys. Let us know what you think about them in the comment section. And we'll be back. Morez Johnson's presser is on Thursday. So we'll be talking about that. Thanks so much for listening to Locked On Mavs.
Peace out.